Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Through Black and White Eyes for this big preview. Big game on Saturday. Not because of who we're playing, but the fact we're 7 out of 9 points. Can we land another 3 points to make it 10 out of 12? And I still think that's great form. And I know a lot of people don't for some strange reason, but there we go. Welcome to the preview of tomorrow's games to James Park. Please like, share, subscribe, hype the show. That's after it. It really helps to promote it. Please adhere to standard community guidelines. Keep comments respectful, of course, and enjoy the show. Evening, Gary. Leslie's in the house as well, of course, in the background. I don't know why I typed that on here. I don't know either. Evening, Magpies Stew. How are you doing, pal? Who else have we got? Hey, Robbie's in the house. How are you doing, Robbie? Good to see you. Right. Dan's running a little bit late, but we've got the ever impressive, straight talking, the man, the myth, the legend. He needs to shorten his Twitter handle, though. It's Mo.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
How are you doing, mate? All right.
I'm good, you, mate.
Not bad, thank you. Not bad.
We've got to have a bit of fun, haven't we?
Hey,
before we start talking about Newcastle, though, let's talk about the shambles that we've just watched on whatever channel it was on, ITV, BBC, whatever it was. The World Cup draw.
I haven't seen it, Baz.
You are one lucky man.
What we got?
It was an absolute forget about who we've got. The format, the layout, Rio Ferdinand on the Mike doing it all, shocking. You need to go and watch it and see how bad it is.
Yeah.
They tried to do it like do you remember the Champions League where it was like this person, this team can't be in this group and this team can't be in that group and all that sort of stuff. They were pulling teams out and they didn't know where they were going.
Brilliant.
It was just, oh God, it was a painful watch. Even Jeff Stellings had his say on it about how he said he was rather watch The Chase or watch, Pointless or something like that. Instead, it was just, shocking. But we're in Group L. We have Croatia, Ghana, and Panama, which is still quite a tough group. I know Croatia, they're not the team of old, but they're still a solid team. Panama should be a walkover, but Ghana won't be a walkover. These South American teams, when it comes to World Cups, they turn up, don't they?
South American, African teams, they do. Yeah. And I think Ghana's going to be a tough one. Croatia, I think, will be all right against Croatia, though. We've got a few players in there, but it's not like,
it's not the Croatia of old, is it? But
no.
It's still tough. Now, apparently, games will be played on the 17th of June, Dallas or Toronto. 23rd of June, Toronto or Boston. So you would hope it's Toronto, so there's not moving around.
Yeah.
But then on the 27th of June, Philadelphia or New Jersey. So we need Dan to tell us about travel and how long it takes and all that sort of stuff to understand whether that's good or bad. But he's been doing a World Cup watch-along in a pub. USA got a really easy group. I don't know who it was. I just remember seeing it and going, that is ridiculous. I know Brazil are in Scotland's group. That'll be fun.
Why? Yeah.
Yeah. Assuming all these teams win their groups, if England are going to win the World Cup, potentially quarterfinal Brazil, semi-final France, Spain or Argentina in the final. Obviously, there's a lot of variables in all that, but there's a chance. There's a chance that could happen. Right. Anyway, back to Newcastle United while we're all here. Big game on Saturday. Some potential exciting news for Newcastle United fans. Tino Livramento and Sven Botman are in talks for new contracts. I know Botman's got his critics because of his injuries, but he's still a fabulous centre-back, isn't he?
Yeah, him and Chow will be brilliant, haven't they? So I think tie him down. Livramento's the one though. Like,
oh yeah. I was going to come on to him.
Yeah, But no, I mean, going back to Botman, yeah, it's a quality player when he's not injured. It's just that I don't know what's going on with him. He's it's been up and down for him. But is he still injured? No,
he's had an injection in his knee,
Right.
so I guess they're gonna have to wait to see how he comes out with that. Which is, again, it's a shame. I mean, those knee injuries have ruined him a little bit in a way. Ruined his time on the pitch, of course. I think he's played something like 72, missed 56 or something silly like that. I saw a stat, which is not good. But do you know what it is? If we sold him, you know who's going to buy him? Liverpool. And I just don't want to see that. I do not want to see Liverpool buy another Newcastle player and then ruin him like they've done to a certain rat. But let's hope Tino nails down his contract. I mean, him and Lewis Hall, when they've come back into the team, they've transformed how we play. You know, their wing back. They basically play like wing backs rather than right back and left backs, don't they? They're absolutely superb together. At one point against Everton, they were the two most forward players on the pitch, and Lewis Hall hit the crossbar from a deflection. It was like, what the hell's going on here? This is great to watch.
It's I think with the new sporting director that we've got in as well, it's good to see that he's actually going at this in the way that he's going at it, in terms of getting people tied down that he needs to get tied down, really. And I think he'll do good. So yeah, hopefully just get them two tied down. But yeah, like you're saying, with Lewis Hall and Tino, basically like wingers, aren't they? They can defend, they can get forward, they can attack, take on players. It's brilliant. It's brilliant to watch.
I thought it was an injection in his knee. I must have read that wrong. So it's an injection in his back, apparently. Right. Okay, in his back, not good. I know what a bad back's like, trust me. I've lived with one for God knows how long. Hopefully not too much longer. Maybe in the future, you never know. Right, we'll talk about the press conferences. Obviously, Newcastle United welcome back Scott Parker, an ex-player. What did you make of him as a player at Newcastle?
A bit like Nicky Butt for me. He was there. He gave it a good go, but I don't know. I don't really see much of him. Then I thought, like, he was at Chelsea, wasn't he, before we signed him? And I think he had his days before that. Chelsea signed him, we got him. He was still.
Was it Chelsea? I can't.
Was it? I think it was Chelsea. Did we get him from
I'm going to have to Google that now because I can't remember where we bought him from. But that is terrible.
We did we did the same where we bought Damien Duff, and it was a similar situation where we kind of got these players at the back, the back end of the careers and stuff, and it kind of seemed the same situation with Scott Parker. He gave it a good go and stuff. I suppose he tried in that, but you're right. It was one of them where he didn't. He's not well remembered. I don't think so. It's one of them where I don't really think. Well, did he really stand out there?
I liked him. I thought he was all right. 55 appearances, 4 goals for us. We did sign him from Chelsea after 15 appearances and 1 goal. Then he moved to West Ham and played 113 times. Then Spurs 50 times. And then Fulham 119 times. I always remember his 360 turn in the middle of the park. That was his trademark. And he did captain the side for a while as well. And it was just a bit of a bad time for Newcastle when he joined as well, to be fair. It was in that era, wasn't it?
One of the best.
Excellent, Robbie, he really is. Borough 1-0. I don't even know who they're playing. Didn't even know they were playing, to be honest with you. But it's nice to welcome back an old manager, but we're also welcoming back an old player as well, and one that could have a big say in the result, in Martin Dubravka.
Yeah.
I'll always remember his debut. Oh, God, that was a great debut against Man United. I don't want to see a performance like that. That would literally be a killer. Basically, Scott Parker in the press conference, they got beat off Palace 1-0. They didn't play that well. It was a home defeat as well for them. Midweek, very frustrating. He praised his team's physical condition. So they're okay injury-wise. But yeah, he didn't really say too much. Team morale and preparation. The mood is in its peak after recent setbacks, but Parker focused on physical balance. It's a constant song in my head as a coach. At some point, there nearly isn't enough. Again, they came up, didn't they, as champions? Did they come up as champions? And
it was shocking.
They played lovely football.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, they didn't spend enough, have they, really, in the summer window? If you look at what, I know I hate talking about them, but Sunderland, they went out, they spent well, they spent over 100 million, and look where they are in the league. And they had to, they went through the playoffs. And then you've got Burnley, who won the league, had more time to prepare, and they just don't seem to have wanted to go for it. That's the way I look at it. Sunderland have gone for it, and they're reaping the rewards. Burnley haven't gone for it, and that's why they're struggling near the bottom of the league.
Mm-hmm. Simple as, yeah. I mean, look at the past years. Forest done it, but spent a loads of money. It's keeping up, isn't it? And I know that you've got to spend money. It's as simple as that. If you can't spend money, it goes in the PSR rules and stuff. But if you're not spending the money, then you haven't really got a chance, have you?
You've got to gamble, haven't you?
Really? This is it. And I don't even know who they signed. Burnley. It's one of them where bought a few players, but there wasn't anybody that stood out there. And
no,
can't really see him staying up, to be honest.
No, it doesn't look like it. No. Eddie Howe in his press conference, obviously sitting 13th table, just 5 points off the top 4, though, which is mental how tight the Premier League is at the moment. Normally by this stage, you normally start to see who's, but it's not happening. Everyone's beating everyone. Key injury update, Sandro Tonali suffered a dead leg. So that's not too bad at all. I thought it might have been his ankle, the way that he was, pointing at it on the sidelines. Sven Botman received an injection to his recovery. The team will monitor his effects before deciding on his availability. Doesn't say whether it was his back or his knee, but obviously it's his back because I trust Leslie. Big news, though. Big news. Big news. What's that?
Yes.
He could be on the bench. Now, he hasn't confirmed it in the press conference. He never does.
No.
But he's played 2 11v11s. He played 30 minutes in one training session behind closed doors. He doesn't say how many he played in the other one. I'm sure he's played 2 because I'm sure there's been quite a few journalists have mentioned he's played 2 11v11 friendlies. He's obviously nowhere near 100% fitness, but he's looked sharp. This has got to be massive for us, hasn't it? It's actually having that quality option to come off the bench for, even if it is just for 30 minutes of his quality, and I hate to say it, Sula, he's obviously injured as well, but the quality difference between Wissa and Sula is just, it's massive, isn't it?
Proven Premiership player, and I think remember we had that conversation about him and Strand Larson, who my choice was Wissa, but it's just been a shame that he has been suffered from an injury and stuff. But I think get him into the squad as soon as we can. Yeah, you probably get about 20-30 minutes, but it's a start, and I think that'll be the turning point for us. I think he will get goals and hopefully move up, and we've got some focal point in terms of actually getting them goals as well.
Yeah,
and he's just hopefully it is true, and see what happens if he does come back. Yeah,
everything relying on it. And the thing is, this is great for Voltemada as well. Not only to maybe play with him, but also to get more minutes on the bench for resting after he's put in 60 minutes, 70 minutes. We've got so many games coming up. We're literally playing 2 games a week, or 3 games a week almost, the way that it works out. So, this is a welcome return at this stage of the season. And the great news, he's not going to the AFCON as well, which is massive. That's a unbelievable personal decision he's done there. And And everything points to him wanting to succeed here. So, it's amazing news. Tino Livramento impressed after returning from injury and playing heavy minutes, while fullbacks in general were praised after their resilience. I mean, obviously, it was disappointing to concede the way we did against Spurs. I mean, I'm not going to dwell on it. If you said to me, Man City, Spurs, Everton, how many points would you take from that? I would have said 6.
Yeah.
We've took 7. So we've actually outdone ourselves by 1 point. So, you've got to look at it that way. And we also kind of battered Spurs for 80 minutes. We just didn't put them away. So it wasn't exactly like it was a bad performance.
No.
It was just a bad performance in front of goal, which can happen in football, can't it? And you don't put your chances away and they load the box in the final few minutes. Anything can happen, can't it?
Yeah. You're right. I mean, going back to that, I wouldn't have thought we got that result against Everton like that.
Yeah, exactly.
The way they were playing and stuff, and Man City again. But when you look at it from the outset, the points that we've got in them games, happy with them. Wasn't the best performance in terms of getting the result over against Spurs, but they played well. We should have battered them, to be honest, but it was one of them. It happens in football, and you just move from it. And if you look at the results as well, in terms of like all the other teams, you know what I mean. You had Man U draw against West Ham yesterday, was it?
1-1. You had Liverpool's Mackhams 1-1.
1-1. Chelsea
Brighton,
did lose.
Chelsea lost to Leeds.
Yeah, so it's worked in our favour, I suppose. But I mean, it's like it's not even halfway through the season at the moment. So once we'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what, though, there's 3 teams at the moment. Well, 4 really, but I don't really want to talk about the unwashed. But Villa, Man City, Arsenal, they're the 3 teams that seem to be putting runs together.
Yeah.
And you can see what happens when you do that. You start climbing that table. And Villa look like a certainty for top 4 the way they're playing at the moment. I thought Spurs would be our worry for 5th spot, but they're not having a great season either. When you think about it, they're same points as us. Which is crazy to think about it.
And considering the money that they've spent as well, the quality of players that they've brought in, they kind of need to be a bit higher, but they're just not gelling. You just think, no, there's nothing really there to be, thinking of, these are a Champions League team and they can actually get in the top 4. Yeah, but Villa, Man City, and Arsenal, Chelsea will be about there as well. But again, they've been up and down.
They're so indifferent. Chelsea, And I mean, Leeds go to Anfield on the weekend. And the way Leeds just beat Chelsea, you would fancy them to really put a good go in against Liverpool as well, don't you? The way they're playing. So very interesting. Very, very interesting. That's why it's a massive weekend for us. 3 points is huge. Now, David Hopkins has come out. He's done a Amanda Staveley. This can be a good thing or a bad thing. But Eddie Howe responding to the comments, Howe endorsed the mindset. I love the ambition. Everyone in the club needs to have that. This aligns with Newcastle's push for European spots aimed at packed festive schedule. I mean, it's great to hear the new guy come out and saying then by 2030 we want to be winning the Premier League.
Yeah.
How likely is that, though? I mean, it all depends on all that money in the PSR or whatever you want to call it, SCR, whatever it's called now. So, but yeah, I mean, he says people will laugh at me for saying it, but he's been at Real Madrid. He's been at massive clubs. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. He must have seen something and thought, I know what to do here. I can see a path to 2030. So I'm not going to laugh at it. I'm just interested to see how it plays out.
You know what it is? When he came, because it seemed as though he got rid of the deadwood as well. We had that, what's he called? Silverstone.
Yeah, Silverstone was gone very quickly, wasn't he?
Very quickly. And he means business. And I think it's like you said, he's done it at Real Madrid. He's done it at other teams and stuff. So he knows, I mean 2030. Well, I think we can get there in terms of being. To be honest, we're a top team now. Really, it's just we just need to gel together. Get our players back. We'll be fine. It's one of them where we're
winning the league is very different.
Winning the league, but it's. I mean, Baz, we're going to look at this. Like, look at Arsenal.
Yeah.
A few years back, you know what I mean. It's a building process, isn't it? They've always said it's been a 5-year plan for the tune of that, and obviously players leaving, different players coming in and stuff. The Isak situation didn't help, but it's one of them where, you know what I mean, it's probably pushed us back another year. This year itself as well, I feel for us it's like a learning curve. We've got we've got the competitions, we've got Champions League, we've got the Carabao Cup, the league. You know what I mean. There's so much going on. There's new players that have come in. They need time to blend. They need time to basically adjust, and it's going to get to that point where, you know, we will get there. Definitely, I certainly believe that. You know what I mean. We've got the right people in there, Wilson, and also you know, we're head of football and stuff. Yeah.
The one thing I would say is that by 2030, I would like to see us constantly in the top 4.
Yeah.
You know, and pushing for things, and hopefully winning it. But I just couldn't go out my way and say we're going to do it by 2030. We are winning this Premier League. I wonder what odds we would get for that, actually, to be fair. Right, the legends here. It's December. It's a night off. The elves are down in the little village getting drunk and eating gingerbread men. And Santa is on Through Black and White Eyes.
Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Where are the lads and lasses? Good to see you both. Mo, always a pleasure, my friend. Baz, just came from a World Cup draw. That was
my God. It was so bad.
But watch it. Well, it was the most drawn out first 2.5 hours I think I've ever experienced before in my life. And I'm sorry, when they got the leaders of all 3 host nations on, and, you know, Infantino says, you know, they just had a meeting backstage and we're going to do a first thing. Oh, what a crock of shit. Anyway, when the Prime Minister of Canada pulls out Canada, and I said, if the President of Mexico pulls out Mexico, the fix is in. We're done. We're out of here. and sure enough, anyway, great event. We had a great time with fans. I got to see a whole bunch of people I haven't seen in a long time, so that was great. No, I've been listening to you guys for the last couple of minutes. There's nothing wrong with being repeat contenders in the top 4 for 2, 3, 4 seasons in a row. It didn't help. It didn't hurt Arsenal when they kept
doing it for the last 15 years.
I was going to say, when they when they've come in second many times in the last 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, whatever. Since the Invincibles. Pardon all my Gunner friends. It doesn't hurt. I mean, that's still generating money, no matter how you look at it. And whatever this post PSR, SCR, SQI, YMCA that they call this thing, FAQ, WTF, whatever they're calling this new rule that we're going to be held by, we just got to be, repeatable contenders, repeatable performances. We need to be in that top tier. We need to be in the top 7, year after year after year, because we have to be participating in those European
competitions.
Thank you. It's been a bit busy morning, and just trying to. I'm frazzled because I just ran in the door. Mo, I'm sorry. I told Baz I'll be on, but I'm going to be late. Anyway, no, Mo made very good points a minute ago. Yes, the Isak situation from the last summer put us back a year, probably conservatively. And I know that when the takeover happened, they said they wanted to be challenging for the Premier League in the next 5 years. Okay, it's been 4. Again, the Isak situation put us back conservatively a year. The utter turmoil of our front office / executive, structure for the last 4 years has put us back a turn or two.
Yeah.
Constantly battling PSR after the takeover has, you know, been a detriment to what we're doing. At the same time, you look at it was always going to be a 5-year plus plan because we've still got players that are on our roster now that were with us when we got promoted. You know, those are championship level players, and that's no slight at them. You know, they have been through it all. We've seen several of those players leave, the Isaac Haydens of the world. You know, those guys, the folks that performed well in the championship to get us back to the Prem, they did their jobs. We have had a fantastic servant for the club and figurehead leader in Jamal Lascelles now for multiple years. You know, a good, strong leadership presence in the locker room, even when he hasn't been on the pitch. And we're seeing that tenure come to an end here pretty soon.
Kraft,
Murphy, you know, Murphy. I was just joking with somebody yesterday because there was I don't know if you've seen the rant, but the guy, it was a British blogger or vlogger that was, the guy is having an absolute meltdown about Liverpool. He's just sitting there going, you know, I can't, this is my team, I can't do this. And they're all just like, you know, is this because of Isaac? And he's like, it's all because of Isaac. And I'm sitting there going, you bought the iPhone, not the charger. You know, if you want to come back and give us 100 million for Jacob Murphy, you can have him.
Or we'll buy Isaac back for 20.
I see us, and we've been saying it since the beginning of the season. We still have not seen our best 11. Yeah. You know, once we start to see the places come together and gel, like Mo said, once we have all of our bits and pieces back, there are always going to be injuries, you know. But, you know, losing Botman, you know, I love having Fab come out and say, I'm not stupid. You know, I would love to see him, you know, him and Chow in the back. I would love to see Sharon and Byrne at the back, you know, because we know we can put performances in there. I am frightened about our depth at left back. That's been exposed that we've seen. Our lack of depth up front has been exposed all season long. You know, and that didn't help that Isak, the Isak situation didn't help that. I think we're going to be active in January. I think we've seen out of our leadership group that we may not spend big, but you know, if there are pieces of the puzzle that we need to put together, we'll see that happen if they're available. I'm just excited to see where we're going with this guy.
Very quickly, you said,
I'm happy.
Very quickly, you said we won't spend big in January. That might actually be wrong, because the quote was said we could spend big in January. Yep. But it's the summer's budget to spend it in January.
Right.
So to give them 6 months to prepare to get settled in for a big push next season, which is something that we've not done. What was it? Six windows without a signing almost?
5, yeah.
Five,
But Baz, I also want to, you know, I think there's a certain level of keeping your powder dry because it's a World Cup year. And there's going to be a lot of guys that are putting themselves in the shop window.
That's why they want to do it in January, though.
You and I both know that. I understand it. And if there are possibilities available in the summer, if there's great performances, there's going to be young players in a bunch of different bunch of different countries that could have phenomenal World Cups.
Yeah,
you know,
and then put themselves. Got to be careful. World Cups. Do you know what it is? Can you not remember when Liverpool bought El Hadji after his performances in the World Cups? And it was shocking. Yeah. Newcastle bought Givash after he won the World Cup for France, and it was shocking. Oh, World Cup really scares me when it comes to signing players.
It does. Golden Boot winner in the Euro '96, you know, came to us for a world record 15 million, but he was coming home. You know, that was, you know, okay.
That was Euros. That was the Euros.
I don't care. I'm just saying, you look at those big global tournaments like that, you know, you could see some gems being unearthed. A lot of people this morning were talking at the World Cup draw. You know, who was looking at Big Nick Voltemade other than Bayern Munich?
Yeah, it's true.
You know, one of the dads that I was speaking to this morning, former military stationed in Stuttgart. Stuttgart was their team that they watched, and he said, you know, even that though they haven't lived there in 2 years, he still watches Stuttgart. He was absolutely surprised when Voltemata showed up in Newcastle colors. He was just like, no one saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming, and look at what he's done so far. You know, so the possibilities there. Again, Chow has been a revelation. You know, I love hearing from Ross Wilson that, you know, our unspoken must be Prem experienced, you know, recruiting budget might be out the window. I'm just, there's a lot to catch up on this morning that I haven't had a chance to read. So I don't want to reinvent the wheel. Have we talked about Burnley?
I need to, sort of. I need to come back to this because I don't think this is true, because I'm sure Stefan said that the rules have been set out. If you break the rules so many times, there are points deductions in there, and they are set to how much it is that you lose to how many points you get deducted. I'm sure he said that on when we had him on. That's a straight. And this one as well, I don't think this is true at all. A lot of teams will spend big in January. Everyone starts from a clean slate. SCR is just replacing PSR. If you don't get a clean slate, they'll look at your numbers from what you did from the season before, and they'll carry it on through that. So you don't just start from scratch again. You're still doing the cycle of a year, 2 years behind, 1 year in front. So there's no clean slate, definitely not. But yeah, we have spoke about the press conferences, about Scott Parker coming back to his old club as manager. We spoke about Dubravka coming back, obviously, you know, his second time he's come back. I'm trying to think where we need to go to next. League positions, obviously they're 19th, we're 12th. Burnley really do struggle going forward. There's no other way to look at it. Only 43 shots on target in the Premier League, 77 shots in total. We've had 119 and 60 on target compared to what they've done. So that just shows you the difference in class at the moment. I mean, they're on a big losing streak as well. They've lost all 5 in a row recently: Palace, Brentford, Chelsea, West Ham, Arsenal. We've had in different form, obviously losing to Marseille, losing to Brentford, but beating Man City, beating Everton, beating Spurs in the Premier League, taking 7 out of 9 points, I think is absolutely tremendous. Past history, last 3 times we've met them, beat them 4-1, 2-0, 2-1, away from home, at home and away from home. So we've obviously got a very, very good history against Burnley recently, which is, there's no surprise in that really, is there? Especially where they are. I fear for Burnley tomorrow a little bit, but like I said to Mo, Dan, could it be a masterclass from Dubravka that stops us?
It could be. It very well could be. I'm not looking forward to this match, to be honest. Because
it comes at a good time.
It comes at a good time. I'm so salty about the way the Spurs match ended the other night. That overhead kick off a shin pad when the guy was on the floor when the corner came in, and we had 3 defenders and a keeper that just watched the ball roll in. I mean, Ramsdale didn't even dive at it until it was over the line. I was just kind of like, guys, what the hell? What are you looking at? I see you.
So nothing. I've just put something up, but it didn't work. But I will apologize, guys, if something goes wrong tonight. Our weather is shocking again tonight. I got home like a drowned rat after cycling home again, and the wind's ferocious. So if anything cuts off, it's my fault.
your cheeks are a little bit red, mate.
Straight out of the shower as well.
I'm not looking forward to it simply because the of our reaction times in Everton and Spurs. I'm sorry. I'm looking forward to it to see. I like Scott Parker. I liked Scott Parker when he was at Bournemouth. I like Scott Parker when he was at Fulham. I have a lot of time for him because of his time as captain for our club. He never did us a disservice. So I'm happy to see him come back to St. James's Park. I don't have any ill feelings towards Martin Dubravka. I'm not I was not sad to see him go. He's been a hell of a servant for this club. You were sad to see him go?
No,
When he went to Burnley?
it was the right
It
time.
was the right time. It was the right time. And you know, to see him go to another Prem club was good for him. And it hasn't been his fault that, you know, Burnley's where they're at. So I'm excited for the game. I'm not excited for the potential results. I want to see what team shows up for us. You know, I thought we did well against Spurs, but we didn't play well. And then, you know, to give up that shocker of an equalizer at the end was just terrible. I want to see us come out all guns blazing in the first 10 minutes tomorrow. To be fair,
I thought we played well for 80 minutes and then we let it slip. We just didn't put. Like I said to Mo, we played fantastic for 80 minutes, but didn't put them away, and we were terrible in the final third. But the performance wasn't what the outrage on social media deserved. You know, this whole Eddie Howe thing, as soon as we lose a game, or it felt like we lost the game, but we didn't, we drew it. Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you make wrong decisions. But,
go
ahead,
sorry, I was just going to say, like, look, if we look at the big picture here, though, we've got 7 points from 3 games, 3 tough games. And Everton, Man City, I don't think we were going to get a result from them. So I'm happy with what we've got. So, yeah, in 100%. Terms of that, we're looking at the big picture, you know what I mean? 7 out of 9 points, great. Yeah.
And if results go our way tomorrow, we could be as high as 8th. Is that right? Or 9th?
Something like that, yeah. We could have been 7th at one point when we were beating Spurs, but then obviously other results dropped us down to 9th. Then the draw dropped us right back down again. Adam, you better beat the Mackhams. Liverpool couldn't do it, so you guys better friggin' do it. We need to start catching them up. 4-0 beat Sunderland. We'll talk about the Sunderland game another day because it's going to be a tough one. Before we go into the next little bit, very quickly, Diacro, amazing sponsors of the channel, have been for a long time. 2 $40 gift cards to give away before Christmas. And also to give you enough time to order off their website to get a gift before Christmas for someone or for yourself. But link is in the description if you want to buy anything anyway. Baz20 for 20% off. They're amazing. The award-winning Sparky, double award-winning Sparky, Geordie Land Experience. If you want to know about the history of the Northeast and you want to go on a tour, please get in contact with them. And finally, Prince Charming do loads of stuff, keys cutting, printing of loads of different stuff. They put things in frames, but you can also buy loads of memorabilia, loads of different types of memorabilia as well. They're in Wallsend, so if you need a Christmas gift, get yourself down there. And Dan, we have a very special night.
We do. I didn't mean to go. I didn't mean for my voice to pitch up like that.
Yes, you did.
No, this is going to be fun. And yeah, to be able to finally announce it and put it out there with all the grisly details is going to be fun. We're going to have a great night. I've never met Super Mac. I've met Gibbo, obviously. I'm excited to be back at Benfield. It'll be a great night, benefiting 2 charities that are very close to our guests. And no, it's a great venue. It'll be a great time. It'll be a great atmosphere. I hope people come out and see us. Are we limited to about 70 people?
70 people, yeah. That's what I'll put in the link. So if you want to buy tickets, they're £15 per person. It's set up through a website where you just basically go on and you get your ticket, which is really cool. It makes my life easy. There's the QR code. So if you want to scan that, do it now. You just got to scan it. It takes you straight to the website. Buy your tickets, and you know this could be a great gift for Christmas as well. I mean, the chance to talk and listen to Gibbo and Supermac is why I wanted to do this, is for them too. And Graham Bailey as well. He's no mug, you know. He's a really good journalist. And
you said that the format will be, we'll be up there for maybe 10 minutes, to introduce the panel and everything, and then we'll just let them go hog wild. The whole idea here is that the featured artists are the people that you want to hear from and talk to.
Exactly.
So it'll be a great night, and yeah, we'll be there to hobnob and speak to people. So I hope to see people like Caitlin and Nick come out. A whole bunch of people that come out and come with us like we did last year. That was great.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So
come on, Mo, I'll see you there.
Yeah.
I'll check. I don't. It depends on work. So if it is, then definitely I will be there. You know what I mean? No
It's a
doubt.
Friday night. Let's do it.
That's a problem.
Holidays, great lads, Mal and John. Honestly, I can't wait for it. So me, Dan, and Graham Bailey will do the warm up. Basically, go around getting you guys to ask questions to Graham about the January window, about stadiums, all this sort of stuff that he has knowledge that his journalist gets, and then we'll just pass it over to Gibbo and Supermac and be and just listen to some great stories because they are absolutely fantastic. Right, let's jump into teams. So this is how Burnley normally set up: 4-2-3-1. I'm not going to lie to you. I just don't see a match winner in their team.
No,
I really don't. And as I said to Mo, I said they were fantastic last season, getting out of the Championship so easily in such a hard league. Scott Parker did a great job following on from what Vincent Kompany did, but they didn't do anything in the window to suggest that they were going to really push to stay up. They were hoping, I think they're praying more than actually think they can do it. I mean, Kyle Walker was an astute signing in a way, Premier League experience along with Dubravka, like we've said. But other than that, there's no one that scares me at all.
no disagreement there.
Which is a horrible thing to say. I'm sorry, Burnley fans, but I am not. I shouldn't say things like this. I am not worried about the result on Saturday, and I did say that on Tuesday night as well. So there is a player that has been done and got a free match ban, which could have made a difference. Hannibal Majbria, given a 4-game ban today after spitting incident with Leeds fan. So he misses tomorrow and also misses another 3 games. So it's his own fault. But the most important thing, let's talk about our team, because that's what we're here for. This is what I think could happen. I have no information of what the team could be. This is what I think could happen, which is there's not much difference other than Dan Burn comes out and has a rest. Chow moves over to left-hand side centre-back and Shaw comes in at right centre-back. And Miley stays in for Tonali. I don't think it's worth risking him. I think he's better off on the bench and giving us a second half or 30 minutes if we need it. But this is the kind of game, Dan, but looking at that team, you just want to win it in the first half and make the changes to rest the players for the Champions League game.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, you're. I was thinking, maybe we would want to see an Alanga in for Murphy, just because of all the running that Murphy did the other day against Spurs. But at the same time,
True.
we do have Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday again to look at. So no, I don't disagree with that starting 11. I would like to see, as much as we love Dan Burn and Dan Burn, the social media maven that he is, with all kinds of publicity and appearances that he's making, he's got to be knackered. So let's see him, take a seat on the bench. He could be great against Leverkusen because we need that height in the back. So yeah, I would like to see the starting 11. That would be good stuff, and that sets us up well for Leverkusen on Tuesday night.
Yeah. I think rotation is definitely the key, Mo, isn't it? And
yeah.
Dan Burn has been fantastic recently, but he didn't have his best game against Spurs. So maybe it's time just to give him a bit of a rest and let him play in the Champions League game instead. And again, I've always said, and I've been saying it for months, I don't care who plays at centre-back, because any 4 of them together make a solid pairing, don't they, Mo?
Definitely, yeah. I think with Cher coming in and Chow, they work together well and to be honest, whichever defenders we'll have in there, do you know what I mean? They can do the job anyway. It's a keeper, and we've got Ramsdale, so yeah, definitely happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, Ramsdale has to play because Pope's injured for the next 2-3 weeks, I think.
But yeah, no, I'd like to see Jacob Ramsey in there though. Like, I don't know why he doesn't get many minutes or doesn't start. Just be interesting to see if he can get into this team. But I suppose you're going to bring him on later on in the game.
he has been a bit ring rusty, has he not, Mo? I mean,
yeah,
we saw the other night, people talking about the benefit of having Ramsdale at keeper in for Pope. You saw that quick thinking pass, to midfield that was then 1-2 touch, and then all of a sudden Ramsey's got it and he's bearing down on goal. He took that one touch too many and squandered that chance. You figure if he's totally match fit and totally sharp, that's an opportunity that turns into a quick goal, not a squandered opportunity. So no, I agree. If what does he have to do other than as Baz says, rotation is the name of the game at this point. We've got Burnley, we've got Leverkusen
on
we are
Wednesday.
then away. Then we're away to the stadium of other things over on the other side of the region, and then right around on Wednesday we're hosting Fulham. So not Fulham. Yes, Fulham.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
No. I'm just you look at Hall and Tino, they've got their work cut out for them the next several games.
Yeah.
So having a Ramsey, having a Tonali, having Gordon and Alanga, having a rested Dan Burn, all in reserve that can come off the bench and provide minutes, or they start so that the guys that we're looking at that starting 11 on the screen right now have the opportunity to rest up. We've got the games are coming thick and fast this month. So you're right, though. I would like to see Ramsey get more than 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. I'd like to see him, maybe come on at halftime or something like that, and see what he could do.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, J7 is probably one that may miss out after playing midweek and played almost. Did he play the full 90? I can't quite remember. But he obviously been carrying a bit of an injury recently, so maybe he could potentially sit out and Ramsey could come in. I have no quarrels about that, to be fair. The only thing about that is then you're putting Ramsey, Miley and Bruno, who probably haven't played that much together, so that could disturb the flow of the team a little bit, maybe, which is why I think get it done in 45, get the changes on, take Hall off, put Dan Burn at left back for 45 minutes or 30 minutes just to give Hall a rest, bring Kraft on. Oh, Kraft and Trips are injured, aren't they? So Tino's a bit of a tough one because we haven't got another centre-back really in Botman, have we? Because he might not be on the bench. So these guys do have a lot of work and a lot to get the teeth stuck into. But they're young, and they want to do it. That's the main thing. And they love playing football together. You can tell, can't you? So then you've also got Barnes, Gordon to come on. You've got Alanga, Murphy to come off. Voltameda, Wissa to come on for maybe 20 minutes. That would be exciting. There's so many options now, which is what we've been crying out for. Now we've got it. We want to see how use them correctly. I think that's probably one of his maybe slight criticisms this season is sometimes when against Everton, especially when we were 4-1 up, make the changes. And he didn't quite make them early enough for my liking. For your liking, There is Boxing Day football because Newcastle are away to Man United at Old Trafford.
We're the only ones, Paul. It's an 8 p.m. kickoff for you guys, 12 p.m. noon kickoff for us. So, we'll be in full celebratory mood because it'll be early in the day for us. So,
absolutely. What do you make of the Trafford rumours? Very quickly. So, do you think we should sign them or not?
Me,
go ahead. I was trying to find my words. Go ahead.
If you want my honest opinion, no. Nah. You know what it is. I've kind of I've had chats with mates about this. If we're after a keeper, we need someone like an Edison, Allison type keeper, someone who can actually control and basically use its feet properly, knows how to play that goalkeeper position. Trafford's not the one for me, honestly. I might have had it before if he'd signed for us previously, but not now. Nah, I don't trust him, if I'm being honest with you. But that's my personal opinion.
Oh, hey, that's what we're here for.
My feelings are we need, and in a World Cup year, I know that Trafford wants to make that squad. I know that he's desperate to be there. I think every team needs to have 2, if not 3, able-bodied keepers to be able to rely on, especially when you have keepers that get long-term injuries, such as this injury for Nick Pope could be a while. I get nervous when you got the likes of Mark Gillespie or John Ruddy on the bench. I would rather see, with Pope out for an extended period, I would like to see a third name up there that that we can rely on. I immediately think remember when Jack Anik wound up being a starter for 3 or 4 games or something like that, and we were like, Jesus Christ, he just played for the under 20s or under 19s or something like that. He's not a first team goalkeeper, but we had no choice. We had to play him. So I wouldn't. He's going to be desperate for minutes, pure and simple. Getting him even on loan would be kind of a joke, since we have Aaron Ramsdale already.
I don't think we can.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Loan you're alive. I'm just thinking that you can't do it because you can't do it.
Well, but what I meant was, if that means you're looking to get Aaron Ramsdale permanent, and then that allows you to go out and get another loan or something, or you go out and buy a James Trafford and keep having Aaron Ramsdale on loan. Yeah. Both of those guys looking to make that World Cup squad are going to be looking for minutes, and that's good and bad. It's a good and bad thing, because we've got lots of competitions to continue to be involved in, and rotation's the name of the game, is what we just got done talking about. I just he had a brilliant year with Burnley, to get them promoted. He got his dream return back to Man City, for a discounted price because of the sell-on clause.
Yeah.
But we could already tell right away that I don't think he was ready for that step up yet. We were all thinking it was, but but then we also saw Man City. Man City was stumbling at the beginning of the season, and I don't think it was all James Trafford's fault either. So if there's a rumor that we're interested in him, I think that there's part of me that still thinks, once bitten, twice shy, kind of thing for us. It was kind of and like Ekatike, we went after him for a couple of times and he didn't come to fruition. So therefore, for me, that means strike a line through it. That one's done. We're not going to get that guy. Let's go someplace else.
I think he would have signed for us if it wasn't for us haggling with the fee, and then City went, do you know what it is? We need to keep it. We're just going to activate the clause, and there's nothing Newcastle can do about it.
Right. Yeah.
So I think we let the player down, to be honest with you. I don't know. I like him. He won the under-21s was it the World Cup or the Euros with England? Euros. He was fantastic, and he saved the penalty. I think he's a very, very good shot stopper. The issue is, does he have that same cool calmness that you want with the ball at his feet? And I'm not yet to see that. So that could be the stumbling block, maybe. Other transfer news, apparently, we're looking to trigger Palmeiras midfielder Alan Ellis, €100 million release clause.
I saw that.
I don't really know a lot about him, to be completely honest with you, but it's big news. A lot of outlets are saying it, so it's one to keep an eye on.
And it was 87 million pounds or $100 million. Is that what you're saying?
So 100 million euros, which is 87 million pound, which is a lot of money.
But apparently someone has already gone in with a 17 million pound bid and was turned away. They're looked at that. They're saying that it may not take the 100 million euros. It might be significantly less. So that's an interesting one. What about the young kid, the Scandinavian kids that were Smith?
I think someone else has gone ahead of us in the pecking order, which is a shame. Because I tell you what, same thing happened with us when Bergvall went to Tottenham. That really hurt, that one.
Yeah,
I think he walks into our midfield, Bergvall.
Yeah,
I think he's that good. I was very, very gutted about that. But again, these are the questions we can ask Graham Bailey, because we're actually going to have him on a show very soon.
Nice.
So I might as well drop that one now. It will be close to Christmas because that's when our schedules align. So we'll be able to ask him all these questions leading up to a January window. One final thing before we get the score predictions. Do you think Bruno needs a shirt?
I showed that to someone last night. I was just like, this is the kind of clout that our captain has. All he has to do is walk up to a guy and say, "Hey, let's swap jerseys." Just look at that.
I know.
I wonder who he's
to have all that.
Who did he swap with at Ipswich? I want to know.
I reckon
Ipswich one right there at the beginning.
Yeah, Delap maybe. There's a Wolves one there. Chelsea. He's got a Pele one.
Yep.
Yeah, there's just some unbelievable shirts in there.
There's a Dortmund
he's
one
got a
in there.
Dan Burn England shirt.
Yep. Yep.
And I mean, the picture doesn't do it justice either, because there's even more that are not on it.
You know that there's more on the right that aren't even on screen. So yeah. I'm just surprised he didn't have them lying in the back of the couch and hanging on hangers from the door frame or something like that, because he has them. So
unbelievable, isn't it? Just to be a footballer. Can I have your shirt? Yeah. And when you're Bruno, you get all the best shirts as well, because people want his shirt. That's the thing about it. He's always going to get the best, isn't he? Right, guys, get your score predictions in the chat, because we're coming up to our hour mark where I like to end it. First of all, Mo, what do you think the scoreline is going to be?
I think we're going to come up with some force here. I'm actually going 4-0 here.
Ooh.
I'm going for a
Same
big
as
score
Gary.
here. 4-0.
Gary got his in very early. I had to go back and find it. 4-0. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. Superfan Dan.
That's some expensive carpet. I'm going to be a little bit more pragmatic. I think we will give up one. There's going to be a fluky one somewhere in stoppage time, second half stoppage time. Oh, there you go, Blade.
There we go. Blade's in the house.
Paul says 4-0 as well. That I think I'm going to split the difference, and I'll say 3-1. I was expecting 3-1 this weekend, this last weekend against Spurs. That didn't come to fruition. So I'm going to stick with 3-1. Way to go, Robbie. I'm with you. Yep.
Do you know? And people are going to hate me for saying this, but I'm going on the laws of probability. We haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 3 games in the Premier League. So I think we're in the 3-0, 4-0 region. And I think we've got to get it done in the first half. The only way we concede is if we make too many changes and it disrupts the flow of the play. So it's a tough one. I'm going to go with Mo as well, 4-0. I'm going to put my neck on the line. 4-0. 4-0. And we might see a hat-trick.
Me personally, if he makes the bench, I just want to see Johan Vissa for 5 minutes.
Longer. I want to see 20.
Okay. If he's played 2 11v11 scrimmages behind closed doors in the last week,
only played 30 minutes in one of them. So,
okay, I'll give him 10 minutes. 10 minutes is as much as I'd give him. Bring him on in the 85th minute for whatever 85th minute, and so whatever left in the match and stoppage time. So who the hell saw 9 minutes of stoppage time on?
Not me. Do you know what it is? The only thing I could think of it was the VAR decision for the penalty, because it took ages to give it, and then all the substitutions. You all add that up, but I would have said 6, 5 or 6.
Les says 30 for Vissa. Okay, can we come to consensus? Is it Vissa or is it Wissa?
I'll say Wissa.
Wissa?
Yeah. But don't know.
Or did the commentator say it?
I've heard it pronounced like Voltamade with a V. Like
it could
be. Congo is a French province, is it not? A French, or is it Dutch?
Mm.
I don't know. See, Blade says
Oh,
it's
there you
Vista.
go. Blade says Vista.
So, yep.
Wish
So-
has been training longer than they let on. He could do 30 minutes if needed.
Well,
I just-
and that on top of the news that he wasn't selected for Congo for AFCON.
Yeah.
I
Huge.
let's get in. Come on, mate. Let's see you. Let's see you do your stuff, because you've got the number 9 kit on. You've got the black and white stripes behind you. You've got the Gallagate end. You've got everybody's champing at the bit to see you do your stuff. You know, let's put the summer behind us. You know, all the troubles and everything about getting he who shall not be named out of the club and getting this guy into the club. You know, put all that behind us. Let's bulge the onion bag, as Tommy Smith over here says. So let's go.
That's what we need. That is what we need. Tomorrow we are going to score some goals and make everyone happy. Right. That's the end of the show. Thank you, Mo, as always, for coming on when you can. It's amazing having you on. Dan, as always, what a
Mo,
legend.
it's always a pleasure, my friend. And I hope to see you in February and March. Nope. When I come over. And everybody keep looking around town next week for long, hot pink hair, because she is in the country. She arrived in Edinburgh, so you can't miss it. So maybe at the Straub, maybe at Rosie's. I don't know, but you know, she'll be wandering around town somewhere. So
she will be. Told her to come down to York. Anyway, thank you, everyone. Big, massive game tomorrow. Let's just hope we hammer them, and just get 3 points, lads. It's all we want. 3 points for Christmas. I want 18 points. Right. Good night.
Night.